I know I'm a little bit late to this story, but that's mainly because, with me being out of town the last couple of days, I wasn't able to get to it when the story actually broke. But this story right here is absolutely disturbing in so many ways, and like the aftermath of it did not end any better for all parties involved for the most part. So let me go back a little bit and then bring it to recent day. So basically, what you have in this picture right here is this woman right here, and she was viciously. I'm not sure exactly what her name is. I'm sure they might mention it in the article. Who was viciously attacked by this random black man. And I actually remember how I was telling you how some of these black men that out here, quote unquote, doing these attacks on Asians happen to be wearing pink and whatnot. This is one of the guys I was talking about. Anyway, she was visually attacked outside of this hotel in New York. And the guy has like a crazy history. Like from what I've heard or what I've read, apparently back in the early 2000s, this guy killed his mother. And he did some time, and then he was, I think, like 16 years or something like that, and then was released from jail. And now here you have it where this guy, same guy, viciously attacked this woman outside of a hotel in New York. Well, if you can look at the surveillance footage right here, you see two guys right here in this imagery right here. And both of these guys, well, I'm trying to make sure that I want to make sure that I get this as right as possible. I'm not sure if the one that's standing in the front is the guy who did the attack and he's trying to come in, or if he's a doorman. But anyway, it was two doormen that happened to be there, and neither one of the guys intervened. Then you had, like, when people had found this out and everything like that, people got upset that these two doormen did not intervene. Mind you, these two guys are doormen. They're not security. They're not cops. They were not supposed to intervene with that, because what if this guy would have did something to them and then they would have been injured or worse? Or then if the cops showed up, something probably could have happened to them and they thought that they were involved and something could have happened to them through that way. So it's like a double-edged sword. But they were actually doing their job, in which they were supposed to do within the job description of them being a doorman. And you had people getting mad and upset with them because they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. Well, all in all, what ended up happening is the two doormen ended up getting fired. And man, were people upset about that. Then you had some people that were saying, yeah, they deserve to get fired. You mean they got fired for actually doing their job? Because they were not supposed to intervene. That's not in their job description. If you read their job description, it says that they were not supposed to get involved. But because of who the woman is, a woman who's of Asian descent, and because of the climate that's going on with the Asian community as it is right now, they're making sure to really go all in when it comes to the Asian community. But I'm going to go ahead now and read this article and get more information about this. It says 2 lobby employees at a luxury New York City apartment building have been fired after surveillance video appeared to show them failing to intervene and then closing a door after an Asian woman was kicked to the ground in an attack on the street outside. The firing of the building's doorman and concierge, who were not named, was confirmed by Kyle Bragg, the president of the 32 BJSEIU, the service workers union that represents the 2 employees. The unprovoked attack March 29th left 65-year-old Vilma Kari, a Filipino-American woman who was walking to church with a fractured pelvis. Police later arrested Brandon Elliott, age 38, on 2 counts of assault as a hate crime, and additional counts of attempted assault as a hate crime. I'm trying to figure out, was this really a hate crime? Because like I said, nowadays it seems like anytime something happens to a person who is of Asian descent, is now thrown into the category of a hate crime. Like, I know I'm not the only one that has noticed that. It occurred amidst an alarming spike in attacks on members of the Asian American community, with the New York City registering the largest increase, according to a report by the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism at California State University, San Bernardino. Disturbing surveillance footage of the incident that went viral showed that after knocking the victim to the ground, the suspect punched Kari and then stomped several times on her head before fleeing. A criminal complaint alleged that Elliott singled her out as Asian and told her, "You don't belong here," reports the New York Times. The initial widely shared video appeared to show someone inside the building where the surveillance video originated closing an open door before walking away from her. Yet both the fired employees did assist the victim and flagged down the police, as was shown in the longer version of the videos of the building's camera footage, Bragg said in a statement. In the initial surveillance footage of the assault on Kari obtained by WABC TV, it appears that there were several eyewitnesses. None immediately can be seen coming to the victim's aid. In the second longer video obtained by the Times, it appears the workers in the building lobby most likely did not see the attack firsthand, but were alerted to it by a delivery person. An email sent Tuesday to residents by Rick Mason, executive director of management at the Brodsky organization, which owns the Midtown Manhattan apartment building, said 2 staff members inside the lobby at the time did not follow required emergency and safety protocols, according to the Times. For this reason, their employment has been terminated effective immediately, the email said. Bragg said the workers filed for grievances with their union to contest their firing. 32BJ is a union comprised of the majority immigrant, black, and brown workers. Bragg's statement said, "We take anti-Asian hatred and all forms of discrimination seriously." Do they? 32BJ members are immigrants and people of color themselves, subject to much of the same racism and violence that our AAPI neighbors face. Authorities previously confirmed to People that Elliott, age 68, was on a lifetime parole following his November 2019 prison release after his conviction for fatally stabbing his mother. Sources said he had been living in a hotel that had been converted into homeless housing amid the COVID-19 pandemic, and that the hotel is located near West 43rd Street and 9th Avenue, where the attack occurred. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio decried the attack as absolutely disgusting and outrageous at a news conference last week. "I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. You got to help your fellow New Yorker," he said. It was not immediately clear if Elliott had entered the plea to the charges against him or was represented by an attorney who would comment on the allegations. That's just crazy. And by the way, from what I've heard, one or both of these doormen were black. So because they didn't do what was within their pay grade or what was outside of their pay grade, they got fired. They got fired because they did not do what was outside of the confines of what they were getting paid for. And then you had a lot of people saying, "Good, they deserve to get fired." And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And then it was, of course, a lot of these silly Negroes out there that was saying it. Y'all gonna learn yet. But, that's unfortunate that it happened. I mean, this whole thing is unfortunate nonetheless. But it's very unfortunate that these two guys right here who were only doing what they were supposed to do and they still get fired because of the circumstances. That's crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure that you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video or go live.